Can I claim the home office deduction for taxes? Do you have 1099 income? Yes. For your 1099 work, do you commute to an office? No, I work from home. Do you work from home regularly? Yes. Do you have a dedicated workstation at home? Yes, I do. Oh my God! I can claim home office write-offs on my taxes! What's up, everybody? My name is Tyra and welcome back to Keeper Tax, your one-stop shop for all things 1099 taxes. Here on this channel, we create resources for freelancers, independent contractors, gig workers, and anyone else who files or should be filing business taxes. Welcome back to another episode in the 1099 Tax University series, where I give you the tax content you need to set yourself up for success as a gig worker. As you saw at the beginning of this video, I took a test from the Keeper Tax website that helps 1099 contractors determine if they can claim home office write-offs. So if you're wondering if you can join the party and write off home office expenses, stay tuned because I am about to break it down for you. As freelancers and 1099 contractors who work from home, the home office deduction can be a game changer, but a lot of people misunderstand what this write-off actually is. So to put it plainly, as a 1099 contractor or self-employed worker operating business from home, you can claim a portion of all home-related expenses as a write-off on your taxes, as long as you work from a dedicated workstation and it is your principal place of business. You can claim business use for your home or home-related expenses as partial tax write-offs at tax time. So a lot of freelancers fail to claim what's rightfully theirs when they track their business expenses because they are afraid of audits going wrong. But I am here to set you up for success. So what are the IRS requirements for the home office deduction? The IRS publication defines a home office as a portion of your home used exclusively and regularly as your main place of work. Let me clarify this for you. To get the home office tax break, you must have some sort of 1099 income. You must consider your home your office. You cannot have an external office that you travel to. The IRS says you cannot write off two offices, so you'll have to pick one. You should work from home at least monthly because you must regularly use this space in order for it to be considered a home office. And that space must be a dedicated space. That is, you use it for work, like a home desk with your computer set up, a calendar, etc. It can't be where you play. A dedicated workspace only. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have heard so many different things from every which way about home office deductions, like the fact that it has to be a separate room. Well, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. It does not have to be a separate exclusive room. A home office doesn't need to only be writing off a separate room or area of your home. For many of us living in an urban area like Los Angeles, that's not really an option anyway. So a desk in your bedroom or living room that's only for business use counts. So I used to live in this super tiny studio apartment in Koreatown, and I literally just moved into this new space less than a month ago. And in that old space, I had a designated work desk. It was the tiniest desk that I could find from IKEA because that's honestly all that would fit in my tiny studio. And I'm able to use that to claim home office deductions. But don't try to claim like the couch or the bed or anything like that as your home office, because those pieces of furniture are clearly not exclusively for business activities. Well, unless you had a work bed and then like a personal bed. No, that's extra. Don't try to claim those things. You don't need to be someone who never leaves the house in order to claim the home office deduction. You're more than welcome to work from a coffee shop and visit client sites and meetings as long as you are using your home workstation at least weekly. So take me for example. I'm a full-time content creator who works from my designated home office on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I am creating tax content for you guys. And on Tuesdays and and Thursdays, I work from a coffee shop, bookstore, or a park, so I don't go stir crazy because I will literally spend 24 hours a day at my desk working and writing scripts and filming videos for you guys. So I really think when the IRS made it okay to work elsewhere sometimes, they were really looking out for our mental health. Now, for those of you that are gig workers like Uber and Lyft drivers or Instacart, DoorDash, or Postmates drivers, you often have little need for computer work, and using your workstation a few times a year to organize your expenses does not count as regular use. Since COVID had us stuck at home for a year, we freelancers learned that almost every one of us should have claimed a home office for at least part of last year. After all, your home was probably your principal place of business. If you normally work from a co-working space but started working from home in April, then you can claim the home office deduction from your self-employment income beginning in April. Like I said earlier, you cannot claim 2 workspaces on your taxes. You have to choose one. You can't claim your studio lease or your co-working space fees alongside your home office, but you're free to claim a home office one month and then a co-working membership the next, just not both in the same month. Having a home office allows you to write off a percentage of all of your home related expenses like rent, utilities, and even some of the home consumables like cleaning supplies. And this can be a game changer for you and can be worth thousands depending on how much you pay for housing. To calculate the percentage of your home expenses you can write off, you'll need to estimate the size of your office or the part of your home or workstation and divide it by the total square footage of your home. So let's do an example. Let's say for your workspace or your home office area, you have a medium-sized desk, and some surrounding area for the desk chair is about 10 feet by 8 feet. If you have a 500 square foot home, that means you can write off 16% of all of your home expenses. So in order to write this off, you will need to measure your home. If you don't know the square footage, you can always use a measuring tape and measure the length and width to guesstimate the area of the space. Or if you live in an apartment, you can typically ask your property manager or your landlord, and they will have that information ready to go for you. So now that we know the percentage of our expenses that we can write off, let's dive into what we can actually write off. So the first thing you can write off is rent. So with the cost of rent these days, this can be a huge tax break depending on where you live. Here in Los Angeles, rent is crazy high. So a percentage of your monthly rent payment is tax deductible for every month you claim a home office. So to my fellow city dwellers, this write-off can be extremely valuable. Next is insurance. If you pay for a renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance, write off a percentage of the monthly bill thanks to your home office. You can also write off utilities like electricity, gas, water, and trash removal. You need all of these things to work from home, right? You can also write off home essentials like cleaning supplies, soaps, and yes, even toilet paper are partially tax deductible. So think about it this way. If you weren't working from home, you wouldn't need to use nearly as much toilet paper for personal use. Tax write-off. Next, you can write off your home office furniture. So the cost of the desk, the chair, the monitor, and other furniture that you use for your workstation is fully tax deductible. You don't need to take a percentage of these expenses since they are used exclusively for business activities. You can write off cleaning as well. So do you have a cleaning lady to clean your home? Even if she cleans the entire house, including your workspace, it will count. A portion of this expense can be written off and should not be missed, to say the least. And let me just say, I am personally going to take full advantage of having a cleaning lady come to my new space. The next thing you can write off is your Wi-Fi bill, because Wi-Fi is a must. It would be hard, no, it would be impossible to do any kind of modern work from home without Wi-Fi. So don't forget to claim it on your taxes. Wi-Fi is a necessity for working from home, and you can claim your monthly Comcast bill on your taxes. You can also write off property taxes. So this one is for my homeowners out there who work from home. So this amount will typically be found on your 1098 form. And And if it's not, just make sure to keep copies of your property tax bills and use those at tax time. You can also write off your telephone, and this one is a lot less common these days, but if you have a landline, a portion of that can be written off. And if you also have a second dedicated business use line, you can write off that entire amount as actual expenses. So we talked a little bit about telephone write-offs in a previous video, so if you would like to learn more about that specific write-off and how to write off your cell phone bill, make sure you watch all of the videos in the 1099 Tax University playlist. So the next thing you can write off is home repairs and maintenance. Some common repairs are like painting, patching walls and floors, roof repairs, wallpapering, gutter repairs, fixing leaks, broken windows, and all of that. Now, if these repairs are done exclusively in your home office, you can write off the entire amount. But if they're done in the full home, like a roof repair, then you can get a partial write-off, which honestly is a win-win situation. You can also write off your security system. If you have a security system that protects your home like ADP or cameras for monitoring like the Ring or Nest, be sure to include those as well because we have to keep our home office safe, right? Now, I know I went through a lot of information with you guys today, and yet there is still so much that we did not cover in today's video, but if you made it this far in the video, in the comments below, let me know if you have a home office. And if you don't, do you plan on setting one up after watching today's video? But that is all that I have for you guys today, and I really hope that you learned something. And as always, put all questions down below, and if you would like more easy to digest tax content, make sure you give this video a like, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure your notifications are on so you can get all of the alerts and stay up to date on all things self-employed taxes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.